My name's Slipz. I'm from Nottingham. I'm a DJ, producer, promoter, and I'm part of the Basslayerz. I think, to be honest, my first raves that I ever went to was like more garage and grime. I think I was a little bit too young and I missed the jungle era, and to be honest, when I used to get the odd CDs and hear them, and even people like Spider, like, I didn't really feel it that much. It almost, to me, because I was from garage, it seemed like a biscuit tin falling down the stairs, that type of thing. It just wasn't me. Like, I just thought it was noise, and I thought the MCs were a bit like fairground ridey, if you know what I mean. It was all like shreddy, and it just wasn't me at the time, I suppose. But yeah, I'd say garage for me. The only CDs I used to listen to was mainly garage and grime, and yeah, that's a bit. Even, to be honest, I used to listen to I think the earliest jungle, you know, garage stuff, it was a bit more commercial. It was like the Heartless. I heard a couple of Heartless Crew CDs, so yeah. Well, I think part of it was pirate radio. Like, there used to be a local pirate radio. I knew a couple of people on there, and one of my mates, I remember he got some decks for Christmas or his birthday or something like that. We used to go around. We had this shop in town. We used to go and buy like loads of vinyls. Go down there all the time. I think it was just that, and then I think one Christmas I asked for a pair of decks, and I got into it that way. I think it's a tough one for me to choose. I was thinking about this before, not long ago. I'd say Innovation in the Sun was a good one for me. It was like a big achievement. Innovation in the Dam. So both the innovations were big ones for me. Probably, like, I've played in Italy a few times as well. Like, one of the biggest crowds I played at was in Italy. Like, I really enjoyed that, but I don't feel like I was at the stage I wanted to be. I'd love to go back there now and DJ, like, with, you know, the way I do it now. I've just got back in the studio after about 2-3 years. Obviously, before, I used to make a lot of bass line with a guy called Daps, and before that I was making a bits of grime garage. Didn't get too far with that, and then yeah, after we was making the bass line, like, we've had a little break, kind of lost the love for it. Just bought myself a computer. Yeah, I'm back on it. I've got an EP coming out soon on Digital 101. That's my first like 5 tracks that I've made. So like, I'm quite happy that they've been signed, and yeah, I've got a few things coming in the pipeline. I don't want to say too much. Um, Real standard equipment, really. I've got a PC, M Audio sound card. I don't even know which one it is, to be honest, because I'm not that way inclined. I'm not really like, I'm more of a beat maker type person than someone like an engineer. Like, I'm not too good at all that stuff, but yeah, break it down. I've got a PC, M Audio sound card, and a pair of Sennheiser headphones. When I do my mix downs and stuff, I do take it to my friend's studio, and like, we work on the master. I've got some guys that help me sometimes, stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it. I haven't even got no monitors. I've got a keyboard, but I ain't even got it set up. I just use the normal keyboard like that to make my beats, yeah. I'm using Cubase. To be honest, I've always used Cubase. I did use Nuendo for a bit when we was making Bassline. Started off on Reason, and I just found that everything was a bit hidden on Reason, like I couldn't see all the waveforms and stuff like that. It was kind of like guessing where to choose where the waveform starts, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm Cubase all the way. Well, Magistrate, he's always been one of my favourites. I think Voltage is doing big things. Serum, I really like what Serum's doing at the moment. Dominator. Yeah, there's quite a few names. I mean, I like Rani and Props. New Elements. Yeah, there's so many. There's too many to name. Well, the name actually started at school. Like when we was at school and we used to do garage and grime, it was like we always used to come around mine, had loads of people MCing and stuff, and it just. I think one time I was doing some work experience at Helly Hansen in my last year of school, and I remember I was like arranging all the clothes, and I seen like this t-shirt, and it was called a Basslayerz. It was like something you might wear underneath your t-shirt or whatever. And I just thought, yeah, let me take the E out and put it as Basslayerz, like we're laying the bass. So that's where the name came from. And then when I was doing the bassline stuff with Daps, we was working with Aquasky, and between us all, we made a label called Basslayerz. We used that name, and so that was sort of like the stage 2 of it. And when I started doing drum and bass, me and Bomber, we just thought, right, we're going to call it Basslayerz, because we already had that name and everything was set. We had the logo, and we just carried it on from there. So it's quite an old thing. And then obviously, you know, we already worked with Spider in a way, and it's just he wanted to come in on the thing. So yeah, it came from there really. I think the thing with Basslayerz is, which is different from a lot of people's crews and, you know, teams or whatever you want to call it, is that we're like, it's more like a family thing. Like we all know each other like really well. We live near each other. We've known each other for years and years. So it's like, you know, we're not sort of like put together by people, or we haven't met in a rave. It's, you know, we know each other really well. And I think other than that, our sets are very like high tempo. Like there's not a lot of space in between the MCs. It's just go from the get go basically. I mean, the way I DJ at the moment is I don't really play like the middle parts to the tunes. I just keep, you know, I just keep dropping tune after tune. I don't really let a lot of the tracks breathe, and I think, yeah, it's just like a high energy set really. I think people enjoy it. It's almost like a fast grime set, you know, from what I've brought to how I look at it is, because I used to do grime, I think that influences on how I DJ now, if you get what I mean. And the same with the MCs, it's very similar. Like I think, I don't think it's like my moods or anything. Like I've heard people say stuff like that before. I think for me it's just a desire to be able to play more places, be a bigger DJ, like better myself, play at more places and showcase my talent, like, you know. And it obviously, with me making other types of music before, and I've had tracks on Radio 1 and stuff like that, like that's a nice feeling to hear like someone, you know, with a big name like other artists play your tracks, or it be on radio, whatever. So I'd say, yeah, for me, it's just a desire to better myself and get bigger. I make music all the time. It's not a certain mood that makes me want to do it or anything like that. You know what? It's a bit of a random one. There's a few things like I've got this friend, and like when you speak to him on the phone or you see him, he'll be like, "Oh, what you up to?" And like you'll go through what you've been doing for like 2 minutes, and as soon as you've told him what you've done, he'll just go, "So what you up to?" And you're like, "I've just flipping told you, mate." Do you know what I mean? And it kind of stemmed from there, like just taking the piss like out of the Nottingham language. Like, "Well, what you up to?" Quite a few people do it. Like, there's another guy I know, J-Star, like he does this like Nottingham voice, and it's just all stemmed from there. And obviously, I made some videos like where I'm making my mum jump, like jumping out, and I'm just going, "What you up to?"
They call me